Good morning, friends. I am Patty Elhoff, the author of Upcycle with Decoupage, and today I would like to show you how we can work on some of these Christmas balls. And we'll be using decoupage on one side and a little bit of glitter so that you see one thing on the front and a different thing on the back. Now I'm going to show you a couple of different napkins because, as you can see on this one, this is such a pretty napkin and I couldn't wait to use it. By the way, with whatever napkin pattern you're using, you can either cut out the shape or use the brush method, and it looks much more natural when you do it this way. Pull the pattern out by using water on a brush and just tearing it out. Then I took a rubber band. You can see I'm working on the larger glass balls. It made it much easier to work on these than something smaller. And I put the rubber band around the center as much as I could. You don't have to get too carried away with getting it exact, but I put this all around the outside. And the idea is we're only going to work on one half of the ball. Now when you're doing the decoupage on this and painting all the following steps, you're only going to be working behind one part of the rubber band. You can see I had a little visitor here. I didn't have the heart to tell him to go away, so I let him stay while I did my work. And you want to put your napkins down. Now these are separated. It's really hard to see that pattern. And what I did was I put the napkin piece down and then I added the decoupage glue to this flat type of brush. The ball is dry and I added the napkin down, and then from the center out I used my brush to decoupage that napkin pattern down. Now normally, because this is glass, I would have put it in the oven to dry. That's why I didn't have the rubber band on. However, without the rubber band, and I'll show you a little bit later in the video, there were too many straggly pieces crossing over the center, and I wanted them to look a lot neater than that. So once this was dry, I then put the rubber band on, and now I started to paint. And I just want to paint the back of the ball over where I put the snowflakes. By the way, I am using chalk paint here. If you are at all good with spray paint, you can also do that. I just do not want to cover this front part of the ball. And I do recommend that you put the rubber band on before you start any work. It's not just for the painting. Before you decoupage, you see how I overlap there? You really need that rubber band on there before you start to decoupage or paint. And I put that aside to dry. Now you can see that the snowflakes stand out a little bit more. I'm trying to use different lights here so that you can see it a little bit more. This particular napkin probably was not the best one to use because it's just a little too light in color. Now I pulled the rubber band away a little bit so you can see here how it makes a nice line. It's not quite a sharp edge. It kind of looks a little more natural. And I'm going to put some Maya Gold paint over this because I'm just in love with these new paints, and any excuse that I can find to use them, I will. And all of these products are on my website. The link is right below this video. Now I'm going to sponge brush this paint all over. I left a little space between the rubber band and the edge of the paint just because I wanted there to be a line on the inside of this Maya Gold paint. The color is just quite stunning. And what I'm going to do is put this aside to dry now, and this dries pretty quickly. And once that has dried, I'm going to use triple thick. Now when you're using triple thick, you do need to use an artist's brush like this, not a sponge brush. You can't use the sponge brush. And I'm going right up against the rubber band. I am covering all of the paint that I put on there, and I am now going to smother this in a very chunky glitter. This works as a glue It's so shiny that if by chance some of the glitter falls off or flakes off, you'll still have a very shiny undercoat. And because this is glass, I want to keep it shiny and sparkly. And here's the glitter, and I'm just going to coat the whole back of this and then put this aside to dry. And one quick little tip for this triple thick, I take a little bit of Vaseline and I run it around the inside of the rim. Whoops, a little off camera there. And this way, this does not stick to this jar. It will glue itself on there, and it's really hard to open if you don't take this precaution. So this is a big help. Now here is how the ball looks. It's all dry. You can see the inside, the glitter, which I just think looks so pretty, and it looks beautiful up against Christmas lights. And now what I want to do is take double-sided tape, double stick tape. Now this is a little too wide for my purposes, so what I'm going to do is tear off a short piece, and I'm going to cut it in the center like this, and then I'm going to place it down right along the ridge of the paint and the glitter. Now one thing I wanted to show you that I did here, I just pressed a piece down and then tried to remove the backing. And I think I tried this 3 different times, and I said, what is wrong with this tape? But it was actually me. I should have placed it down. You pull off the one adhesive side, then you have to press it down very firmly. And you can grab a corner, pull the rest of that paper away, and take your ribbon and go right around the glass so that you can trim that edge. When I was done, I made a small bow up at the top, and then I just added the fixture back inside the top here. And then I was all done. Now I did want to show you on a couple of these. I added this trim around the outside instead of the ribbon, and this was very easy to cut. It's already an adhesive, so I just put those along the outside. This was the one where I had the ribbon on it. I wanted to show you, by the way, you can take this ribbon and wrap it around a pencil or a thin paintbrush. You pull the brush or the pencil out. This is wired ribbon, by the way, and you've got this nice little curly feature. And this is how the rest of the Christmas balls looked. And I did one that had this French theme inside of it, and I added some very pretty crystals to the bottom. I've also got a matching ribbon on the top. So some of these you may not want to put on the tree. You might just want to hang them in a special place, or you can give them as little gifts. It's a nice little something to give when you're not sure quite what to give. And this was the one that has just the beautiful, this has to go on the tree because that glitter is really going to shine. And I don't know if you can even see it that well on the inside, these snowflakes, but they are very pretty when you can see them. This is one of my absolute favorites because I love butterflies, and it's kind of understated. And that's got the white glitter on the back. For some reason, the triple thick caused the butterfly to show up a little red on the back, but that's okay. I've got the nice white chunky glitter on it and a matching ribbon. And on this one, I only put chalk paint on the back of it, and I put a red ribbon on there to match the butterfly inside. I tried to put a little bit of glitter on the inside there, but it stuck to places where I rather it had not. And you can see there's a little bit of wrinkling on the back because there's no glitter on this, but that's still okay. I just wanted to show you how it looked. You can see how some of the glitter stuck to the front and stuck to the back. So we'll put that one aside. And here's the one that's got these rhinestone embellishments around the side and the glitter on the back with the snowflakes in the center. So guys, that is our video for this week. I hope you enjoyed it. More than anything, I hope I've inspired you. You can take whatever napkins and paints and glitters and ribbons you have and make your own creations. Don't forget, Upcycle with Decoupage is also on Facebook. If you go over and like and follow the page, you'll be notified every week when there's a new video out. Subscriptions are huge to us YouTubers, so please subscribe. I really thank you for that. And don't forget, my website goes through Amazon, so if you've got Amazon Prime, all of the same features apply. I still try to get you free shipping even if you don't have Amazon Prime. And I will see you guys next week with another video. Thanks again, friends. Bye-bye.